Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about my labor and delivery and how did it go. And my labor and delivery went pretty good, I must say. I was 35 weeks and 5 days. My son came on August 28, 2019. I'm so happy. He was so tiny. He was 4 pounds and 4 ounces. Super tiny. So let's get into this story of how everything went. So I went to my OB like I always do. Not how you normally do when you're pregnant. And I got my checkup and everything. And they checked my blood pressure, and my blood pressure was 195/90. And they put me on this monitor to keep up with my contractions and the baby heartbeat. And I was on this monitor for 20 minutes, and that was at my OB office. And then after that, they sent me over to the hospital, and they put me in this room. They told me to get undressed. I got undressed and stuff, and then they took me to this little emergency room so they can monitor me. So the whole time I'm thinking oh, my blood pressure is gonna go back down and I don't really have to worry about anything because I can go home and eat, because I was starving, you guys. I was so hungry. And I was, like I said, I was in this room for 3 hours. The nurses kept coming in and out, in and out. So they was checking, and the one nurse, I'm like, how's my blood pressure? My blood pressure, is it doing good? She was like, no, it doesn't look good as of right now. She was like, it keep elevating. So I was like, oh, dang it. They're going to keep me. In my head, I'm just knowing that they're going to keep me. So after that, I was just sitting there, and the nurse came in. She was like, would you like something to drink or something? I'm like, yeah, I'm really thirsty. I would like water, because every time I went to the doctors, I had water with me, or something to snack on. I had it with me. But I had already ate it because I was starving. And so she went and got me water, And so, remind you, I was in that room for 3 hours. And so the doctor came in, and the doctor was like, we're not sending you home. We're going to keep you. We're going to take the baby today. And I'm like, are you serious? And they had got in touch with my OB doctor, and I guess they came to a conclusion that they was going to keep me. So after that, they moved me to labor and delivery and got me all set up and everything. And they put the IV in my hand. But in the little small room that I was talking about before, they had put the IV in my hand in that room. So after that, they start hooking all of these wires, tubes and stuff up to me. And I had ended up getting on magnesium, potassium, and I don't know what the other ones were. And then I called my husband, and I was like, they're keeping me. They're going to take the baby today, so you may want to get up here. And my husband's Navy, so his offer was 15 minutes away. And so they put the monitors on my stomach to monitor the baby heartbeat and my contractions. And so I would call my mother-in-law, like, hey, we're having the baby today, you guys need to get up here, And my mother-in-law just, because she works at the hospital also, but not at the hospital that I was at. So after that, my husband showed up, and he was, asking a bunch of questions to the doctors and stuff. And so they started checking me, to see, have I dilated and stuff. I had dilated 1 centimeter, but I knew I had dilated 1 centimeter because they had checked me at my OB. My OB had checked me, and I had already dilated 1 centimeter. So they gave me this little thing, looked like a piece of breadcrumb, and I had this, I had to eat this little thing, but it's the thing, it's, I don't know, I forget what it calls, but it's something to soften up your cervix. So I ate that, and then I had to drink like water behind it. And then after that, they kept, kept coming in, checking me, drawing my blood and stuff. And then my baby was not like acting right. He was like so freaking hyper in my stomach. Like his heartbeat kept colliding with mine. And so I was asking the doctor, like, hey, can I have something to eat? Like, I'm starving. But they wouldn't let me eat at all. And I kind of had already knew that from watching other videos on here that, they wouldn't let you have nothing to eat. So I had already pretty much had an experience of how that part was going to go. So that's why I was like, ugh. And I had developed preeclampsia. A lot of people don't know what that was. A lot of women don't know what that is if you don't have kids. So it caused your body to swell, and so I was so swollen. It was horrible. I was so swollen, and so that's one of the reasons why they took my baby at 35 weeks, and also because of my blood pressure, and my blood pressure kept going up and down, up and down. And after that, my OB came over, and he was saying, telling me why they was doing what they was doing. And I'm like, yeah, I pretty much had already knew that. So my OB was telling me that he was going to be my doctor for, he was going to be the one that was going to deliver the baby and stuff. So it was another doctor on call, and she was on that floor during that period of time. So she the one had to come in and check me until my OB comes in. And when I tell you, this lady hands was so big, and she had to check me, and every time she checked me, my blood pressure went up. She was really hurting me. That was really painful. And so I started feeling the contractions and stuff, and after I was feeling the contractions, I was pretty much taking the contraction. They wasn't nothing that I couldn't handle, because I'm a pretty solid person. Like, I can pretty much handle pain. So I was, after the contraction was coming, I was feeling them. So as my nurses was coming in, and they was asking me like, hey, are you feeling the contractions? And I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling some, but it's nothing, that I can handle. So they was telling me, just let me know when they get intense so we can get you the epidural. So I'm like, okay, but like, when it started getting like to 4 or 5 centimeters, like them joints was hidden, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, I was still taking them. They wasn't as painful. Like, I was still like actually taking them. But I'm like, wow. And so when I got to like 5 centimeters, I asked for the epidural. They called, and the guy came like 30 minutes later for the epidural. And before he came, when I got like 5 centimeters, my mother-in-law had made it there then, and she was holding my hand, and my husband was like rubbing my back, and because those contractions was like hitting me. And so the guy came in for the epidural, and then I got that, and then I wasn't really feeling any pain or anything, because my legs was like noodle legs. Them joints I wasn't feeling anything. I was tapping my legs and nothing wasn't happening, and I was trying to pick them up, and they was like noodle legs. So I end up getting these vibrating things on my legs they're like Velcro. They're Velcro, but they, you know, they go on your legs or whatever. So you won't feel any, so they won't set up blood clots is what it's for. So your legs won't set up blood clots. So I had those on my legs, and then I end up getting the catheter because I had to keep getting up to pee, and the nurse had to show me how to unhook myself because I kept saying, I didn't want her to like keep coming back. And I know that's what the nurses is for, but I didn't want to like keep bothering them. And you're gonna hear this at the end of this video or in the middle of this video, whenever I say it. I didn't want to keep bothering the nurses that was on that floor because I'm like, it's not too much to hook. Like, my husband's not doing anything. Like, he can hook me, whatever. And so I had kept going to the bathroom, and then they came in and put the catheter in. And once they put the catheter in, like, I was just good to go. And we kept looking at the monitor to like look at the contraction, because the contraction was like, they was going up and down, up and down. And I'm like, I'm so thankful that I'm not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so thankful I'm not feeling it. So after that, it began to be like nighttime. It was like that Tuesday night. This was rolling over into Tuesday night, going into Wednesday morning. And so like after that, and the water was so disgusting, you guys, so disgusting. So after he did that, he left out of the room. After he checked me, I was 6 centimeters. 2 hours later, I jumped from 10 centimeters to 10 centimeters. Crazy. And I kept telling the nurse, like, I feel this pain in my right hip. Like, I'm like, I'm like, I feel the contractions. And she was like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I feel the contraction. My baby is waking up. He's right beside me. I'm like, I feel the contractions. And I'm like, they wasn't like nothing that I couldn't bear, but I can feel them in my right hip, like in between the pivot area. So she checked me, and after she checked me, she was telling me to, like, she was telling me to move over, you know, position myself in the bed, because her and my mother-in-law was like helping me move because I couldn't feel anything because my legs was numb. And I was positioning myself in the bed, and my belly was like shaping, so he was pushing himself to come down. And she was checking me. She was like, yeah, the baby's head is right there. So she was like, I'm going to go get your doctor. And so they went and got my doctor. I pushed like 5 times, and I was pushing the 6th time. She was like, you can stop pushing, your baby is out. He was just that tiny. I had no clue he was out. So I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And after that, they went over there, cleaned him up, and my doctor like held him for like a couple 5 seconds because he didn't want to get a baby up, because he had been my OB ever since I got pregnant, and he knew the struggle that I was going through with my blood pressure and stuff like that. So they was cleaning him up, and he was so tiny. He was just crying, and then when they put him on me, he like shut up and stuff. And then the NICU nurse came in to like check him, and then she took him with her. And so I was kind of like sad at the same time, because I really didn't get a chance to spend much time with him. Once they put him on me, like they, you know, took him back off and stuff to get him like all cleaned up. Then the NICU nurse came in, and I was like in tears. So yeah, but yeah, that's the end of my labor and delivery story. I'm going to do the NICU one to show you guys like how the NICU was. So let me know if you want to hear about the NICU part, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Sorry, I left this part out. But the reason why the nurses was so busy is because they delivered 26 babies that night. And my baby sister went in labor on Tuesday at 2 o'clock. She had her baby at 2 o'clock. And I had my baby Wednesday, going into Wednesday morning at 2:37, I think, something like that. So yeah, that's the part that I left out. But see you guys later. Bye.